and welcome back to another Parts Factory Australia installation tutorial video. Guys, we're working on this Hyundai i30. I haven't seen anyone else on YouTube do this video, so this is a YouTube first. Guys, we're replacing the starter motor. This is the 12 to 17, 1.6, 1.8, 2 litre. All of them are going to have a very similar starter motor. It'll be the same procedure, but yes, make sure you get the correct starter motor before going ahead. We do have them available here at Parts Factory, so if you do need it, don't forget, we've got free postage anywhere in Australia. We ship overseas with FedEx, so if you need it, check out the link in the description of this video. Get the starter motor delivered to your door, and then use this DIY tutorial to learn how to fit it yourself, and of course, save your money. That's what we're all about here at Parts Factory Australia. Alrighty guys, it's gonna be about 20 minutes. You gotta get the car up, jack it up into the air so you can fit underneath it. Remember, safety stands, disconnect your negative terminal on your car, let your car cool down for an hour. Yeah, you're gonna need 14mm spanner, 10mm spanner, pliers, etc, etc. So get all those tools together, chuck a little bit of fabric on the ground to lay on, and I'll meet you down there. Alrighty. Guys, so I've got my car obviously lifted up with a forklift, a little block there. And I'm gonna show you how to get to the starter motor, or where you might find it. You obviously cannot access it from the top. So, up underneath the car, with an adequate room, you'll see the starter motor just sitting right there behind all these cables. Now, you see just there, it's just hanging out. So you got this 14mm here, then you have a 14mm, basically, if you could phase through that bolt on the other side, there's another one just sitting there. And that's honestly all it is, two 14s. And then obviously at the back over here, you can pull down this little tab. Just there, and you can see a 12mm. I'll see if I can get it to focus. Yeah, see that 12mm there? Bang, and that's yeah, undo that, and then the starter motor will pop out. There'll be a trigger wire that you'll need to access, but that will be super easy once the starter motor's out. So yeah, go ahead and just undo that 12mm over there. Get all this wiring out of your way, kind of like tuck it up that direction. That way it's all out of your way, and then we'll get into these 12mm in a second. Guys, so I just had a look through the top, and as you can see, if you look directly in the center, let's see if I can focus on or even zoom. There it is there. Just there, guys, that is the secondary 14, which means if we take this airbox, out, we'll actually be able to access that with maybe like a little rattle gun. So what I'm gonna do before I start on the bottom, I'm going to rip into this, 10mm off, negative terminal out of the way, airbox out, and get that top 14. That way it's nice and simple to do the bottom part. So as I said, guys, little 10mm. Make sure this negative terminal comes off. Otherwise you're going to blow some fuses when you're pulling your starter motor out. You can just tuck it down like that. Now this airbox is held on once again by a 10mm. If you pull the engine cover off, just grab it like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can just grab the engine cover, bring it out of your way, stick it there. Now you can see behind this little tube a 10mm just exposed right there. So undo that, and then you can literally just pull these off with your hand most of the time. Sometimes you can't, or even over there. Put this one back on and get this one over here. Hopefully you can just pull that hose off. No, it's pretty solid. So what we're going to do is we're not even going to pull it off. We are just going to access this 10mm here. Guys, I've gone and got a trusty helper to hold the camera because I realized it wasn't a very good angle. So as I was saying, little 10mm just there on that intake tube. Just here, like so. And that way, this will actually just pop off, like so. And then you can just pop down on these tabs. Couple of tabs. 1, 2. Looks like there's only 2. you can actually just lift that entire thing out over to the side. Now this airbox, rip your filter out while you're in there, inspect it, make sure it's not too dirty. But we're going to pull this entire airbox out with this 10mm here, one over here, 1, 2. What else have we got? It's looking like maybe one more down in here. Yep, there's one more 10mm down in there. If you can try not drop it. I've dropped mine. Put all your bolts up here like this. You can actually just grab that airbox, pull the whole thing out, nice and easy. Hey guys, so we pulled the airbox out. Now you can see that we can see straight down to the starter motor, which is absolutely brilliant because we can get that 14 and that 14 straight through the guts with a rattle gun, which makes it much easier to get the starter motor out. So I'm going to go ahead and get my 14mm on this snap-on tool, but I'm going to get a wobbler on the end. I'll show you what I mean in a sec. Right guys, you see how that end wobbles? That's the type of tool you're going to need to get this job done with these. So excuse my head for a second, I'm going to line it up. You've seen where the bolts are located, so you can just come down. Now what you'll have to do is you'll have to get like combinations of this to get the job done. If it's too long, obviously shorten it. If it's too short, obviously lengthen it. So I can get through there like that. So that's bolt 1 out, which is absolutely awesome. And you got one down the bottom there. So sometimes you can pre-angle the thing, take it off the thing, and then come down and see if it's actually going to work before you even get down there. So based on what I can see, it might not be possible to get the rattle gun down in there, but that's okay because remember that bottom one is actually accessible from the bottom anyway. So we've undone the top one. I'm now going to hop back underneath, back where we were before. We're going to undo that bottom one with a 14mm ratchet spanner, pull both bolts out, put them to the side, pull the starter motor to the side, get that 12mm, starter motor's out, so I'll meet you there. Alrighty guys, so I'm just hopping back under the car, back where we were before. Now you can see that 14 can be accessed from right here, which is wonderful. So see how that one's now got from the bottom, which is awesome, because once you've got it kind of halfway out, you can use your hand to remove the rest of the job. Guys, if you've never seen one of these before, this is an electric slide wrench. You can see the appeal. I'm going to go in, bolt out, boom, done. Easy. Alrighty guys, I'm under the car. We've pulled out our two 14s and you can already see here that this starter motor literally wants to drop onto my face. So what you can do, hopefully it's not too hot for you, you can literally, hopefully, just wiggle it out, kinda. Basically, there's nothing else to it. Obviously, it's going to be hard for me to do it while filming, so I may have to put my camera down, but you can see it basically just wiggles out. I'll just have a go and then I'll get back to you in a sec. Alrighty guys, let me just straighten the camera for you. Get rid of this bloody torch. So, it does indeed come out of the bottom. You just had to pull the electrical cable out of the way. Yeah. And now you can see this little 12mm here. We're going to undo that because this starter motor is just hanging. Of course, once we've undone that, we can then pull the starter motor out of the way and throw a new one in. Okay guys, that little 12mm off. And then you can grab the positive cable, peel it off, and there's your starter motor. Boom, done. Nice and easy. Alrighty guys, so I've come over here to the table and I just wanted to show you and explain a couple things. Number one, the thing that usually goes wrong with this is the gear that when this throws out, it kind of twists, and that's usually what happens to these. They make like a large, you know, noise, etc. So, once again, if you need it, here's the parts factory one, guys. By the way, those parts that make that noise happen prematurely are fixed in this model, so you won't have any dramas in the future. And don't forget guys, 3-year warranty. Anything from Parts Factory Australia includes a 3-year warranty, and as you can see, they are direct plug and play, ready to go. So let's throw it back in. Alrighty guys, don't forget there are a few different types. Specifically, the thing that changes is the number of teeth. Our current model that we sell is the 13 teeth model. I believe that's for the 1.8, aka this one. If you've got the 1.6, it might differ. So just go ahead and do your research before you purchase. But by the time you are watching this video, we might have all three anyway. So you can always just ring up some of our staff, let us know what you've got, and we'll make sure we supply what you need. Alrighty guys, so I've done the bottom bolt up gently, but I haven't done it too tight. And now I got my arm in there. This is the only way I could work out how to do it. And I'm just tightening down that 14. Nice and tight. Then obviously go down back underneath and get the bottom one tight. If you can get your socket off. And then yeah, as you can imagine, do up your 12mm or 13mm power cable, plug in the activator wire, and put it all back together and start the car. Righty guys, the final step is to tighten up the 13mm main power cable. Use a little ratchet spanner, pop in under there and tighten it up. And that's it under here. Alrighty guys, starter motor's back in, activator, trigger wire, plugged back in. Bit tricky, I'm sure you'll be able to work it out. And then obviously the main power wire back on. Now it's time to reassemble the car. So, you're obviously aware you need to put the airbox in, but before you do that, no, airbox in first. So, this part has to go in the female part down here, so do not forget to get it in there, kind of tuck it in like so. And then you line up these rubber grommets, and obviously there was those 3 large 10mm, so you can just line up the first one. Nice and easy, right? Not really. There it is there, one. You can got the one down the bottom, which is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. My suggestion, if you have a pair of pointy nose pliers, you can pliers down there, or even a magnet stick or rod, you can get it down there like that. Alrighty guys, something like this gets that bolt back down there. So you put the 10mm on there, you can just go straight down into the hole. And sometimes you can even get it to screw in the beginning, and that way you can just pull up on it and you're in. Now you can put your magnet away. Tighten up those 3. You got 1. They're only rubber grommets guys, so it's not something that needs to be tight. 2, 3. Now, it is now time to put your air filter back in. While you're in there, make sure it looks alright. That looks semi-decent. They'll probably sort it out on your next service anyway. Flip your intake hose over. The most important part is to get it onto the throttle body correctly. Having your hand all the way up and around, making sure it actually is on properly. And then grab your airbox. It's the least important part. Tucking it on these 2 sides, which is like a male-female situation. Pressing down and then clipping in 1, 2. Now, another very important part is that this gets tightened correctly, but not over tightened. It's basically 1 click on the rattle gun. Remember we took our intake, or our engine cover rather, off. As you've probably already realized guys, they do just pop onto these clips 1, 2, so you can kind of line up the back first by looking under and then just resting down. Nice tap. Boom, done. 10, remember our little negative terminal has to go on nice and tight, like so. Put it down, because you're actually done, and you can go ahead and hopefully start your car. Woo. Nice, there you go. Alrighty guys, all done. Car's now starting nicely, everything went nice and smooth, about 25 minutes. It is a pain in the ass to get in there, there's nothing we can really do about it, but happy days guys. Alrighty, now don't forget, if you can, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the product in the description of this video. And other than that guys, if you do watch this type of content, you know, DIY repairs, definitely subscribe. We're gonna have new content on this car in the future. All the little bits and pieces that does break, we will cover how to fix it. Alrighty guys, my name's Lucas, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.